What is a subtle sign that someone is not to be messed with? I was at a bar with my girlfriend when a guy started hitting on her. I told him to back off, but he just laughed and said, "What are you gonna do about it?" I was about to throw a punch when a huge guy stepped in and said, "Hey, leave them alone." The guy laughed and said, "Or what?" The big guy just looked at him and said, "Or I'll make you." The guy laughed again and said, "I'd like to see you try." The big guy just smiled and said, "Okay, let's go outside." The guy followed him outside, and I went with them to make sure my girlfriend was safe. When we got outside, the big guy took off his jacket and handed it to me. He said, "Hold this for me." I thought he was going to fight the guy, but instead, he just stood there and said, "Go ahead, hit me." The guy laughed and said, "You're not even going to fight back?" The big guy just smiled and said, "No, I don't need to." The guy laughed again and threw a punch. The big guy didn't even flinch. He just stood there and took it. The guy threw another punch and another and another. The big guy just stood there and took it all. Finally, the guy got tired and stopped. The big guy just smiled and said, "Are you done?" The guy nodded. The big guy put his jacket back on and said, "Now go back inside and leave them alone." The guy did as he was told.